Oh, hello. Sorry. I was just sitting here jamming, vibing out, doing some math, and then I was like, oh wait, it's time to talk. Anyways, hello, welcome to the stream. My name is Quimby, and I think I'm a little earlier today than I was yesterday. That's good, right? You know, it's a long process trying to get back on track ever since I got super tired the past few weeks. But hey, I started like 10 minutes earlier than I did previously. That's progress. One of these days, I'll be right back on track to starting at 1. I don't know, it'll take some time. We're working with it. I appreciate the patience. But, hello. Happy Thursday. Today, we just got back from a big ol' mining trip, in which I did some math earlier, and I think I got like 44,000 copper ingots. Or raw copper, I guess it's not ingots yet. Which is pretty good. That's a pretty decent amount to add to my pile of copper. But now we need to smelt it all. So the math I was doing right before we started was I was trying to figure out the optimal amount of coal blocks I want to use for smelting. Because I do want to use coal blocks instead of regular coal, but that's kind of risky because if it goes wrong, then I could waste a whole ton of coal. So, I know that I have 77 full stacks of blocks of copper, and that is 4,928 blocks, plus 40, because I have 40 extra, so that's 4,968 blocks of raw copper. But now I need to multiply that by 9 to figure out how many ingots I have. That's 44,712. So 44,712 ingots. A coal block in a furnace will do, 80 items? A coal block will do 80 items, so I divide that by 80, and that takes me to 558.9, okay? But that's blocks, so we need to figure out how many stacks of blocks it is. So divide that by 64, and that gets me 8.73. Now that's rough because that means I can't just stick 9 stacks of blocks in and hope that it's all okay, because that if I do that, I will absolutely run out. Okay, that's end of intro section. I'm not quite done with talking about math, so I think I'm just gonna turn on the music and we're just gonna go from here. We're gonna be listening to the same music as yesterday, because, I don't know, I liked it. I like the vibe. We're giving it another shot. So 8.73 stacks of blocks. I'm gonna divide that by 3 to figure out, I've got 3 super smelters. I'm gonna divide that by 3 to figure about how many blocks need to go in each, and it's 2.91 stacks of blocks. So let's multiply that by 64. So 186-ish blocks need to go in each one. And this isn't gonna be exact, I'm still gonna have to check on it a lot, but yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Wait, hold on, what's this minus? Okay, 2 stacks is 128 minus 128, so that's 58 blocks. So I need 2 stacks and 58 blocks in my furnaces to at least get started. Okay, let's get this show on the road. I'm gonna go ahead and switch the scene in 3, 2, 1, and pop! Hello, welcome back to my hardcore world. It's pretty neat in here. I like the place a lot. Here I have my super smelters, which are pretty pog. Some of these already do have coal in them. I'm kind of trying to decide if I want to take all of the coal out and consolidate it into blocks, or if I want to just, leave it in here and let it run the way of the world first. I don't know. Honestly, it might be a good idea. Just to have some extras on hand. This music might be a little hype for what we're doing, but I like the vibes, so we're gonna continue with it until I decide I don't want to anymore. Yeah, so currently just picking up the excess coal to, I don't know, figure out what in the heck I'm gonna do with it. There is also the matter of the uneven distribution of coal and materials and stuff. That's something I'm also gonna have to watch for when using blocks. I mean, I'm up to the challenge because I really want to use blocks instead of individual coal, because resource saving, but it just means I gotta keep a closer eye on it. Mr. Mook, hi! music is cat jam. It really is. I don't know. I just decided it was time for jamming. Time for cat jamming. Okay, so I've got here in my inventory all of the copper. So let's get started. Here, while I'm thinking about it, let's just set all of these up so that I can not have them in my inventory. And then this one's gonna get set right there. That is my fuel box. We'll deal with that in a moment. For now, first things first, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, you know, take this opportunity to shove a bunch of copper into my furnaces. I'm gonna just, because I have so much copper, I'm just gonna completely fill. Wait, is that the one I was pulling from? Is that the one I was pulling from? No, that's the one I was supposed to be pulling from. You know, it doesn't matter long term. Whatever, it's fine. So I'm just gonna be stuffing this thing as full of copper as I can. Just absolute copper. Also, hello. Oh yeah, hi. It's good to see you, Mr. Malouk. I hope the day's treating you well. If it's not, I will beat it up. I'm once again shoving a bunch of copper into my furnaces. That's me. That's what I'm doing. I am just shoving a ton of copper into my furnaces because it deserves it. It absolutely deserves it. At this point, yeah, we're gonna need to scooch to the other side. I'll pick up another few blocks, stacks of blocks. This is a lot of copper, and I'm expecting it to take a lot of time and resources and energy to smelt, so that's cool. I had no internet for the first few hours of work, so that was a restful time. Well, I'd say today's being pretty kind to me so far. Things are going well for you too? Yeah, things are going pretty well. I'm trying something interesting with my hair today, which you guys can obviously see and appreciate clearly 100%. I've flipped my hair to dry. Wow, thank you. Yes, I'm glad that you can 100% definitely see what it looks like. So I've flipped my hair opposite from how it normally goes, and then and I'm letting it dry like that, so that when it dries, I'm gonna flip it back, and it's gonna look super cool because it's gonna be like wanting to go the other direction, and thus it'll be like more standy-uppy than usual. Such hair for sure. This is really a hair moment, definitely one. Yep, hair moment. Me just sitting here shoving a ton of copper into these furnaces. I'm like, yep, this is a normal thing to do. Oh, it needs a little bit more. Alright. Luckily, shoving a whole ton of copper in my furnaces does mean that I get a pretty good start on not having the copper in my shulker boxes, so that's pretty nice. I appreciate that. Let me just let me just do this for a little while more. Just you know, more copper. Really, I think it this gives us the opportunity to really understand on a wider scale exactly how much copper we're working with here. It's a lot. The answer is it's a lot. We're gonna scooch back over here. I'm gonna pick up a few more stacks of blocks. And we load over here. I don't know, this just takes, it takes forever to load all of this, and again, I think that really just goes to show what scale we're working on, because all of this together is just a little over 1/64 of everything I need. Random fact about hair flipping from old Mr. Malouk. Yeah? I didn't think much about my hair parting in high school, and often people would ask me if I got a haircut if I flipped it by happenstance. My friend was like, I know how I can avoid this, so I alternated which way I parted my hair since that time through the end of high school. Oh my goodness, that is so much dedication. That's so much dedication to the lack of people asking you if you've gotten a haircut. Wow, I'm impressed. Back in high school, I used to okay, so I think I've told this story before. I used to have very long hair, until I decided that I didn't want to have very long hair, and then I cut it all very short. But it wasn't an all at once cut. It was a gradual, yes, let's take off a few more inches there, let's do things. Like, I had one big chop going from, just, long hair to, like, an A-line bob style, kinda. And then after that, it just would be like, oh, well, let's maybe take it a little shorter on this side. I don't know, I wanna try having it be this way, you know, etc, etc. Okay, alright. Let's see if I can remember how this goes. So I need to do 1, 2, and then I need 58. And that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be doing 1, 2, 58. Oh, and then this last one I'm not prepared for yet. I forgot to grab an extra stack. Alright, and then we're gonna come over here. And we're gonna go, 1, 2, 58. Alright, and that should effectively be everything that I need for all of my smelting purposes today. I will have to keep an eye on it as we get lower down, you know, as we smelt more of the copper to be able to, you know, have it all work out well. But there we are. Alright, let's let it start doing its thing. I will check back in to make sure coal blocks are being distributed evenly and that, like, copper is doing alright also. You know, we'll get there, we'll get there. It's always fun watching that first line and just seeing all the heaters light up as they go. It just gives me that feeling of power that I assume mad scientists would have, where I'm just like, ah, yes, yes. Right, so this one has 12 blocks of coal. It should be, okay, it should be fairly even because all of the blocks of coal should have gotten preloaded in. So we should never get to a point when, like, say, this one is receiving more blocks of coal than, say, this one. Although, why are we dealing with 15s on this side and not on this side? Maybe coming back it went weird. I don't know. We'll keep it running because even though there's no more coal blocks distributing, there's still this going on. So that's cool. The power of industry. This really is a power of industry moment, for sure. For sure is a power of industry moment. And I'm also just taking a look to make sure, as long as the copper minecart picks up enough copper every time that it can continuously load all of these, then that's the main concern, you know? Because the issues that I've had in the past that I think that I've fixed is that it would only load on this side, and I have 12 furnaces, and it wouldn't pick up enough each time to be able to go there and back. So the ones right here were getting a lot more copper than the ones over here because these ones were never getting loaded on the way back. But now it loads here and it loads there, and both times I think it picks up about 13-ish copper. So it should be able to just, you know, each time pick up enough that it's loading evenly. Let's just, I mean, we do still have some interesting distribution with, like, this middle one having, you know, these middle two having like 43 and the rest of them having 20, and I'm not quite sure what causes that, but it shouldn't be too big of a problem right now because we've still got an absolutely ridiculous amount of copper to get through, and I can just kind of let it smelt for a bit. So now that we don't have to worry about that as much, oh my gosh, is it nighttime? Now that we don't have to worry about that, it is nighttime, so I do need to sleep. Sleep time. Okay, but now that we've got that, let's turn our attention to everything else. Oh gosh, I forgot that I was gonna get soul sand in between to work on things here. That would have been a good thing to remember. Silly past Quimby not remembering to pick up rip. I might want to move this beacon someday. Not today, but someday. Enderman. Things I want to do today is I want to cobblestone the walls some more. Either that or get some of the pillars started here. But getting the pillars started here would mean I would need to move this super smelter. And that's kind of not super possible. I guess I could get the basic stone construction for it. Let's at the very least start, let's start with doing some cobblestoning. Ooh, before I forget, let me just just shove that in there so I don't have to worry about it. This wall here, I've kind of done some things experimenting with different blocks. I don't love it at the moment. I assume that will be a future Quimby issue to deal with. It's cobbling time. It's cobbling time. They call me the cobbler because I cobble things. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. We'll get to that later. For now, let's just get the cobblestone in on here. The plan for this, honestly, I think it would be kind of funny here. Let me go snatch some of this. I don't know why I have the scaffolding still up. That was kind of weird. That was admittedly kind of weird, but what if we just head to the top up here and just dig our way down and then build our way back up with cobblestone. Can I get some shoes, Mr. the Cobbler? Shoes? No, I'm the cobbler at cobblestone. Those don't make good shoes. Unless... Oh no. Live today, the cobbler discovers a new purpose in life by making shoes. It's incredible, never before seen. Never before seen footage of the cobbler making shoes. Whoop, whoop. That's fine, that's fine. It's fine. I hate jumping out of scaffolding. Do I want to do this? I should probably dig this. I should probably dig this out into cobblestone, huh? Okay. I know I'm just kind of doing the same thing over and over again with trying to make this jump, but I just really want to make the jump. I just really want to make the jump. There we are. All right, let's cobble this wall, because then I'll have more cobblestone for when I inevitably need more cobblestone. Ah! I should probably pick some of it up in stone because of when things like that will happen. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter too much. And this wall is gonna get very dark for a moment. And that's just gonna be fine. That's just gonna be okay. That's not my concern. I'll take a dark wall and then I'll just light it up later. I'm now playing a fun game called I really don't want to break things that I'm not supposed to, but I have haste 2 and it's really hard. Ah! Okay, we'll do a little bit of that, so I've got just some stone on hand to fix the things that I don't want to break. And then that'll be good. I think, oh wait, this track has words in it. Does it? Nope. Nope. No words. No words unless I'm in the mood for tracks with words. Then maybe it's okay. I do keep meaning to kind of deal with this area. Should I just block it in right now? Should I just get utterly distracted? Oh, that is coal. There is coal. There is coal. I need coal desperately. If there's coal, I want it. I don't necessarily want to dig the gravel, but I want to reach the coal, so I mean, I guess I don't super have a choice. And I'll take the iron just because I'm like that. To be fair, I am like that. Right, more coal. You gotta get the coal, chat. Should I just get utterly distracted coal? Listen, it's very tricky. It's very tricky sometimes when you're trying to live your life and then there's coal. It's very difficult. I don't think you understand how very difficult it is sometimes. Here, let's let's yeet down for a moment, pick some things up, and then quick check on how we're running on copper. Alright. We're doing pretty okay. I'll need to check on it again soon. Do I have any just stacks of stone lying around? I have this exact one stack of stone lying around. Cool. Let's head up and just place this and see what we can get from it. As a resource scope myself, I can confirm that it takes more energy to ignore cold than it does to simply mine it. Yeah, no, because then if you're ignoring it, then you gotta be like, oh no. Oh no, the coal, whatever will I do? I kind of want to leave this section, actually, because I might do something with it in spiders eventually. I still want a spider tube. I don't know what I will do with a spider tube, but I want a spider tube. I simply want a spider tube, and I don't think that that should be a crime. Maybe a spider tube should be a crime, but I want one. I just want the spider tube. Here, yeah, let's just fill in this bottom floor layer for now. I'll just, yeah, this isn't even gonna go that far, so. I know I've got a ton of stone that I can pull for stuff like this. I'll do it in a sec. We're just doing this first. Yeah, sure, that can stay there. Yep, sure, like that. Yeah, now I'll probably wanna come over and fill this in, like this area up here. Yeah, okay. So this whole area I want to be filled in so that I don't just, so I don't just have a wall there that is broken, but like spider tube. Spider tube. I really desire spider tube. And I don't know why I desire spider tube so much. I just really want spider tube. Here, I actually am going to run upstairs for more stone because I realized, I was like, yeah, I can leave that project for later, but I actually can't because if I leave it for later, then it will already have the cobblestone over it. So let's just grab like 3 stacks of stone and move from there. Whee! Oh, nope. I've not been practicing my elytra skips for the past little bit because I've been on my huge mining trip and I can feel it. I can feel my not practicing. Whoop. That is awfully dark up there. Man, I hope no mobs spawn or anything. That would be very upsetting. I've taunted Murphy now. Well, I've taunted Murphy. Be prepared for this to be the end of me. Murphy has been taunted. Oh, we are cat jamming tonight. I'm a big cat jam fan. I like the feeling of cat jamming. I like the look of cat jamming. I like the cat of cat jamming. I just think that cat jamming is the superior way. The superior way of what? Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy? I'm a simple man. I like cats and I like jamming. Exactly. It just makes sense. I really need to remember to grab myself some more steak at some point. Like I'll go with the pork chops until they're gone, but I really should remember. I need to remember. Alright, let's see. How do I want to do this? Maybe I just block in everything but like this little section. In fact, let's just take that out of mind by doing that, so then I can come back to it later from the other side where the actual spawner is to figure out spider tube. I am unreasonably invested in spider tube. There is no reason for anyone to want a tube of spiders. I want a tube of spiders. It's like generally, on average, when asked if a person wants a tube of spiders, they do traditionally say no. I am not your average person. I want a tube of spiders. I don't know where, how, what, why, when, or what I'm gonna do with tube of spiders. I just know that I want it. start... no, I was gonna say let's start filling in that area up there, but no, let's finish this and then get to that. Alright. There's that. Then let's come over here and just start... Let's just start filling. Just start filling in. I am starting to run low on stone. I did not grab enough. I could just mine some of this as regular stone. I don't want to, but I could. Ah! Sorry, it had to be like that. Actually, one more stack will probably do it. I could go grab one more stack. Is it nighttime again? How does this keep happening? How does it keep being nighttime? I do not understand. But it's nighttime, I guess. Alright, let's check on furnaces. Yeah, I should probably refill these soon. Let me run upstairs, grab some more stone, finish up my little work with that, and then let's refill the furnaces. Let's grab another 2 stacks just in case. Whee! Oh! Almost perfect. Almost perfect elytra skip there. That was good. That was good. Doop. What? Nope. Nope. Whoop! There we are. There we are. Filling into place. Filling into place. Filling into place. I'm starting to box myself in. Oh no. Will I be able to escape this box that I have created for myself? Oh no, whatever shall I do? It is a box of my own devising. Oh no, this is so alarming. I told you I needed 2 stacks of stone. Yes, that one does need to be filled. I was like, does it? Ah, wait. Let's leave that so I can escape and then just do everything else from here. Alright, there we go. That is a filled in back section there. That's something that has been plaguing me for a long time. I'm glad to finally be done with it. This is getting pretty dark here. Oh wait, wait. I totally forgot I was supposed to now be refilling my furnaces. What? Let's just drop a bunch of that off. Do I have... Okay, I'm just gonna leave the copper right there. So not copper, iron. No thoughts, head empty. Actually, let's drop some more things. Do I have any dirt? Yes, I do. Yeah, there we are. Now I can just load like a ton of copper into my inventory. Okay. Boop. Let's just... I don't know how much I need to refill because this box is almost done and then there's that box. To be honest, I could probably just refill the whole way. I mean, I've got a lot of copper. And sure, I've got a lot of chests that need to be filled with it, but that doesn't change the base fact that I have a lot of copper. I'll also need to empty the reception chests. One of these days I should probably just simply attach them to another chest so that we don't have to do that, but today is not that day. It's like, yeah, it's not that bad. It'll survive me getting through. Oh wow. Yeah, we were building up a lot of copper here. That's fine. That is totally fine and understandable. Okay. There's that. Let's grab another. Yeah, let's just grab all of that. The other one's probably gonna need it. Let me just continue having outrageous amounts of copper in these chests. I will say this is kind of finally helping me shift my perspective large scale, which is something that I've struggled with a lot in the past, is understanding like just how much of something I need. But now that I need all of it, I'm doing a lot better about being like, man, this is not enough. I need to grab more. Because again, I need all of it, and so yeah. It's less about, I don't know, maybe this is enough. It's more of a, there's more of a thing. Let me pick up that more of a thing because it will be used. It's kind of refreshing, honestly, to be able to just go and be like, yep, I will just simply have all of it. Alright, let's get this last chest refilled. Let me click the buttons, please. Let me click the buttons, please. Oh my gosh, speaking of clicking buttons, so chat, do you all remember the Wordle craze a while back? I think I may have told you guys about this before, but I'll tell you again. So my friends are still in the Wordle craze. But recently we've also gotten into Colordle, which is like Wordle except for guessing hex codes. Which hex codes, if you don't know, are things used to determine colors. So it's like the RGB color code to be able to, you know, have colors. Which is pretty neat. Here, I should really... Boop. Okay. And I've been so bad at Colordle lately, not because I'm bad at guessing hex codes. There's like 256 and there's something, right? Oh, there's so many. No, there's so many hex codes. Because hex codes, it's a 6-digit thing. Each two digits determines the like red, green, or blue value of the thing. And 256 for each R, G, and B. Yeah, something like that, because it's a 0 to 9 scale, and then on top of that, and then on top of that, there's letters. There's A through F. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F. So so there's lots of options for it to be. Lots of things that each color could be, and I've gotten pretty decently good at just guessing, at like getting a somewhat correct guess from just looking at the color. But base 16 be wildin', it really do be wildin'. So I've gotten fairly good at it, except for one thing. My fingers don't want to cooperate with me. I have been unable to complete my Colordle for the past like 3 days, not because I couldn't figure out what the code was, but because I didn't type the letters correctly. I didn't press the buttons right, and then I failed, and it has been the saddest thing of my entire life. I'm so good at seeing colors. I have perfect color vision, but I can't get it because I can't type. And it is just the saddest day of my existence. I completely forgot that I was supposed to be emptying my copper containers. Here, let's take this shulker box with me. Let's do crafting table, shulker box. And then let's just do that. Doop, 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 doop. Oh boy. Oh boy. Have I ever mentioned that this is a lot of copper? Like, I know, I think maybe I've said something about it, but this is a lot of copper. Alright. Then we pick up that, and we pick up that. Let's take it over to here. Doop. And a doop. Whoop! This one's close. Oh, that one's close. The last one is going to be an absolute nightmare. Can I? Yes, thank you. Can I press buttons, please? Oh my gosh, it's just like Colordle. I can't press buttons. This is so sad. Chat, if only I could press buttons, then my entire life would be solved. This is an unfortunate day. I just simply cannot press the buttons. Yeah, the last smelter is probably gonna have some overflow. That's fine. That's fine. I can deal with that. Alright. Doop. Doop. Eat food. No, not that quite far away. There. And there, and yep. Yep. That's some overflow for sure. Here, I forgot about that for a second. Yeah, that's a lot of copper. At the very least, the overflow seems to be... Nope, yep, I will just simply remove the overflow. On the plus side, that means that this is working. I'm getting the ridiculous amounts of copper smelted. Yep. Good times, okay. Alright, so that is... Yeah, that's a decent amount to have smelted at the moment. We're still doing good on stuff that needs to be smelted, and then this is the last of the stuff that we have that needs to be put out. Do still have all of this. Oh, hello. Wow, that one is just going, okay. And luckily our coal blocks seem to be doing pretty well also. I'll need to come back and check on those at some point to make sure that it's all like, I don't know, distributing well, that the amount of copper that each smelter has is proportionate. Is it nighttime again? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna drink some water. I don't know how it keeps being nighttime. I mean, I know nighttime just happens. I know nighttime be that way, but could it stop? The trouble is, okay, so the trouble is, chat, I really want to head to the nether so I can pick up some soul sand to make some soul lanterns, but I don't know what effect that would have on my smelters, and so I kind of don't want to do it because I don't know if me leaving the dimension will like stop it doing things. Oh wait, how's my flower farm doing? Okay, my flower farm also needs to be dealt with. Let's just yeah, let's just cool, love that, cool. Del, hi! Oh my gosh, it's good to see you. How you doing? I have a lot of resources happening right now. Is there oh my gosh, that's a lot of overflow. That's a lot of overflow. Okay, I didn't realize that I was in loaded chunks when I was out just now. So it turns out I've been in loaded chunks and my flower farm has been producing while I've been gone. I'm very busy. Understandable. You're off like doing cool things, which is very, very pog. Ooh, forgot about that. Yeah, there we are. this is a lot. It's a lot of iron. This is admittedly a lot of iron. Nothing cool on this seat, just busy. Aw, rip. Rip. I've been, did you hear about the cube? That's mostly what I've been working on is an entity I call the cube. Long story short with the cube, basically, I'm making a 64 by 64 by 64 copper cube, and somewhere along the way, it didn't exactly gain sentience necessarily, but like, kind of. You know my propensity to start cults. There is a little bit of a cult around the cube now. It is, yeah. It's yeah. Alright, doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop, and doop. Just another day in the cults. Yeah, that's how we're operating. May not be sentient, but it does have demands. True. Very true, Mr. Malouk. One of its demands being, that I have to feed it every once in a while, and I haven't fed it in a hot second. So now I need to... Yeah. I went out and got 77 stacks of blocks of copper, and now I'm smelting all of it to take it to the cube. Yeah, it's been wild. I should really upgrade the amount of storage I have for this because this is clearly not doing it. This is very, very clearly not doing it. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Look at all that iron that's been sitting around. Okay. I don't know, maybe that's something we do right now, is just set up another little chest underneath it. What I could do... no, I don't know enough about redstone to do that. I'll just set up another chest and... No, wait, but if I set up another chest, then my delicate balance of trying to figure out how to get iron and poppies to sort correctly wouldn't work. Ooh, I just need to learn how to make a sorting system. That I think is the answers. I just need to learn how to get good. Look at all this copper. Look at all of this copper. Ooh, is it time to refill already? Or did I miss that one somehow? Did I just not put enough copper in there? Okay, alright. But yeah, that's been my life lately, is subservient to the cube. The cube is all, the cube knows all, the cube requires diligence and respect. Can I please? Thank you. Doop. Okay, that one's pretty good. I don't know, did I just not fill this one up all the way? Maybe. I don't know. Oh well, the cube is Shrek. I mean, it's not an inaccurate comparison. It's not... You're not necessarily wrong about that. Yeah, I would say that I would say the cube could be it could be viewed as the mythical deity known as Shrek, by the transitive property of the cube is love, the cube is life, the cube is Shrek. Yeah, makes sense. Oof. I'm gonna need to empty this out soon to yeah. What I could do... I'm trying to think. So I've been delving a little bit more into like redstone and processes and things. I wonder if I could set up like a system somehow of if I wanted to get really fancy with it, I could set up like a water system where it goes and flows over hoppers that are things that are like filled with iron stuff. I don't know. I just don't know enough about it to do it properly. That's the thing. I have vague ideas, but I don't have the technical know-how to make it work. For now, let's maybe focus on cobblestoning this section. I don't know quite what I'm gonna do with this section. I don't know if I want to just be cobblestone like the rest, or if I want to make it some sort of cool something. Also, at some point, I might want to raise the ceiling. I was looking up at the roof and I realized I kind of want another layer or two above this top little, the top section of the arch. So, at some point we might be looking at a roof raise. I think you could just set another chest like that one, space between steel iron and get some copies so it works. Also, I don't know redstone. Well, the trouble with that, so I could set up a bottom chest for it, but then I couldn't have this top one set up like this, because it would drain everything from the top chest. So, so the bottom chest would be neatly organized, but then the top chest would be a lawless land. Like, sure, it would admittedly be more storage, but it would still be a bit of a rip. I mean, I don't know, maybe it'd be worth it. Maybe I just only pull from the bottom chest, so then the top chest doesn't have to be too much of a concern. It's just sort of a placeholder for excess items. I don't know. Yeah. I think the moral of the story was that was a ridiculous amount of iron to have built up, and I don't quite know how that happened, or how my hoppers had the storage space to hold all of that. But pop off king, I guess. I don't know. Let's do some quick cobblestoning of that wall. That shouldn't take too long. So, actually, I probably need like 2 stacks, and the rest I can just get from cobblestoning. What? Not you. Good. Very good. All right. At some point, okay, so this wall is not a good example. That was an experimentation section, and I didn't like it. I don't like what that is. I want to experiment more with walls, though, to seeing how walls affect, like, what's the word? It's not density. Depth. Seeing how walls affect, like, depth and stuff. And kind of working with that. I do also like the idea of putting in stained glass patterns on here. Like, actually, you know what'd become interesting? You see this, like, pattern that's being formed by the torches? Wouldn't it be neat if I had something following that? That's actually a kind of really organic pattern. If I just had something crawling up that way, and so having it look sort of like an ore pattern, that could be really cool. I'm kind of a little obsessed with that, actually. Okay, big question, can I tell up close which blocks would need to be changed then? I can kind of tell the light level from up close. It's kind of like this little thing happening right there, and then curves around there. I don't know what block I would replace it with. That's an idea for sure. Let's experiment a little bit just for fun. Let's see, what's a good block to do that with? I could do it with smooth stone just to see, but I kind of want something nicer than that. I could do like iron bars or something across, and then have a. Let's just use bars briefly for an experimentation purpose. So it's kind of going this way. And pick up all the blocks, and let's just see how that looks from a distance. Is it nighttime again? Oh my gosh. Can it just stop being nighttime? Can I just not have to sleep for 2 seconds? Thanks, Minecraft. Very cool. Okay. That's kind of a vibe. If I put other blocks behind the bars, so then there was like some color in there. What if I put beams behind the bars? Ooh, I could put beams behind the bars. Okay, I kinda want to work with this a little bit more. So I'm gonna pull the scaffolding so that I can get some better height over here. So let's see, the pattern kind of looks like it from here follows that way. Here, let's scaffold up a little bit. Okay. Okay. Kind of goes like that. Nope, not there. Okay. One moment. This is a trial period. This is merely a trial period. I'm expecting things to not work out well for me. We are simply experimenting. I wanted to pick up the stone there. It did not want to let me pick up the stone there. Please, just let me have the stone, please, I beg. I'm a resource gremlin, I need it! Whee! Okay. Almost. There we are, okay. Alright, and then let's build up through the other side also. Okay, from this side, the pattern kinda... Wait, hang on, I need a better viewpoint for this. I know I just put that scaffolding down, but I'm going to immediately break it. Okay. Kinda goes up around and scooches through there, but also curls around here. Okay. Okay. So from here... No, this scaffolding needs to be one further out than it is. That's my problem. It needs to be like right here. There we are. Now I can see the light levels better. Okay, so we got there, 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 there. And it does kind of curve in there, but then goes up through there. Okay. Time to resource gremlin my way into picking up the blocks again. Alright. Come on, like one more. Did I get all the blocks? I think I got them. Okay. Then let's break this so I can get a clear view and take a distance look. There, okay, if I'm doing them on the side like that, I definitely need to put some deep slate back behind so that the column goes back with it. But I'm gonna be honest, that's kind of neat. That is kind of a vibe. I don't know if I'd want it to stay iron bars. I actually think I need to make some alterations. One moment. One moment, please. Okay, so this one needs to not be iron bars. That needs to be cobble. But then that one does need to be iron bars. Alright. There we are. Okay, and then that would kind of meet up there. That would curl around there, probably go down a bit. That curves up to there, and then it goes up to there. And then here, it would go around through there, up around, over through there, scooching through there, around there, there, and maybe there and just barely meets there. Yeah, this is kind of a vibe. This is kind of a vibe. I like it. I do also desperately need to check on how my copper is doing. Okay, that chest needs to get refilled. That one maybe no. Oh, I'm gonna need to empty the copper again. Oh, that one needs to be okay. Yep, it's refill time. Bars, take the cobble. Okay. Whoop. It is officially recoppering time. Okay. I don't know exactly how much copper still needs to go in things, because you know, I'm starting to both run out of copper blocks and also like space, time, etc. Let's just start by putting an extra stack of blocks in each chest. Yeah. Because I want to keep the distribution fairly even. I know I've messed it up a little bit already in some ways, but that's fine. That's no big deal. Because that one got refilled again sooner than the others, so I gotta watch out for that. But as long as I just don't fill it while I fill the others, I think I should be fine. So actually, yeah, let's add a second stack of blocks to all the ones that aren't this chest, because that seems to be the best way to go for now. So got that. Oh, I forgot about this chest. Yep. Okay. Got that, and then we scoot around to here. Distribution of copper blocks. My favorite game to play. And we scooch over here. This one gets one. And I've got this extra 40. I don't think I should put it in here because that one's still pretty full. I guess what I could do is just shove like an extra stack of ingots in each chest and call that good. Yep, sure. That's it. This one gets the 40. It just gets a little bit more because I wanted to give it something. Then I think at this point it's time to do some more emptying of things. I've got a little bit of space in this shulker box. I'll probably need to grab the other one pretty soon. Block of copper, block of copper. Block of copper. Block of copper. Doop doop. Oh, is it music switch time? I think it's music switch time. Oh, nope. Nope, it's not. I just needed... Sorry. It was just like, do you want to listen to more music? And I was like, yes, please. And I was like, okay. Alright. Block of copper. Doop and doop. Okay. This shulker box is almost at it's almost done for. I'll bring it with me for a moment. Doop doop. Yeah, thank you. Sometimes I'm like, please give me copper, and it says no. I don't think. I think you get one stack of copper, and I'm like, no, I know there's more. I could take more, and it's like, oh my gosh. Me, hi. Thank you for the raid. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are doing well today. I'm smelting ridiculous amounts of copper. Also doing some building and stuff, but hi. Welcome everyone. Hi Tanagu Mentai. Welcome, and Leanne. Welcome. How was the stream? What were you guys doing? I hope it was good fun times and you had such a great day. That is my hope for you. Oh, hello. It's good to see you. How you doing? I am, I've got a lot of copper. That's kind of how I'm running right now. Ooh, also I'm working out a little design trick over here, where I'm following the shadows of the torches that I've placed. I don't know, it's still in development, but I'm excited for how it's gonna look when I figure out how it's gonna be. but also copper. The copper is the most important part. You can't let me forget about the copper, else the cube will be upset. The cube will be mad at me. We don't want the cube mad at me. At the very least, I don't want the cube mad at me. I don't know if you don't want the cube mad at me. I hope you don't want the cube mad at me. That's the kind of thing I wouldn't wish on my worst enemies. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to give you a shout out. One moment. Shout out time. I'm so bad at remembering to do that. Yeah, so if anyone from my stream wants to go check out Lee, that would be pretty cool. Am I following you? I hope I am. I hope I'm following you. I feel like I remember following you. Oh no, I'm not? Well, I am now. That's so weird. But yeah, you guys should go check out Lee. Lee is super cool. Please do that. Just, you know, go. I'm bad at doing shoutouts. I don't know what to say during them, but I really think that people should just simply go follow and support other streamers. That's all. And I hope that's good enough for you. But yeah, no, how was your stream? What were you doing? What were you playing? This music is slightly too intense for the moment, but it's fine. Is it nighttime again? It just keeps being nighttime out here. Wow. Mitsuki, very much appreciated. Cool. Is Isoki what you're playing or words that you're saying? I go no thoughts head empty mode when streaming, so you're gonna have to like you're gonna like have to hold my hand through this conversation. Is this your mega base? So this is my underground like industrial sector. Basically, I built this area to support my acquisitions of copper for the giant. So I keep mentioning the cube. I guess I haven't said what it actually is. Logan was modding my stream. Oh, okay. Nice. Sorry, words. I'm building a 64 by 64 by 64 cube made out of copper. So I need a lot of copper, and I was like, wow, I need to have a space that can support that kind of industry. So this is my big like industrial sector that I'm working on. My like base space is up through here. So this is my trading center for my villagers. It still needs a little bit of work, but it's mostly there. And then up through here is my base proper. And I'm kind of living in a like little hobbit hole kind of style house because I think it's cute. Looks so good. Thank you. I've put a lot of work into it. These are my roommates. This is Cotton Eye Joe and oh my gosh, I forgot your name. I'm so sorry. And Greg. Cotton Eye Joe and Greg. They're my roommates. They stay in here. They're good roommates. I also through here have Zombie Man. But you can't tell people I have Zombie Man in here. It's very illegal. This is my barbershop quartet of Allays. They're a barbershop quartet. Then this is Sir Jeffers and Jimbo, my Halloween themed kitties. He has a dog named Nigel too. Aww. I love things named Nigel. These are my other dogs. Pay no attention to these three. Yeah, no, that's not important. This is Smelting Ebony Neptune. Ebony Neptune is a cat I have in every world that I create, so she's very important. You know we're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. Full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. Yeah. This is my enchanting station. This was my workroom before I built the downstairs. It still needs some sprucing up, some work. And here I have a little lava generator. I used to use that to power this, but now obviously I have the downstairs, which is quite a bit different. Zombie Man is less of a roommate and more of a coworker. Yeah. These areas are spaces where I'm gonna build out. I eventually want to have like a whole bunch of big sprawling tunnels through the base, so that it's just like, you know, a big ol' hobbit house. But yeah, this is my trading center again. Very cool, very cool. This hallway is still in production. I need to finish putting the polished diorite on here, and I need to get a ton of dark prismarine for the roof. And then yeah, this is my industrial space. So neat. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I'm still figuring out some of what I'm doing with here. I want to put these columns in on the other sections. The only trouble is that'll mess with my flower farm, and I'm going to need to move some of my smelters. So I'm kind of leaving that off for the moment and doing the bulk of the design work back here. This space I want it to be really inspired by like old glass palace kind of vibes. Just big like steel and glass arches. It's kind of gone a bit of a different direction, especially now that I'm considering doing stuff with this. I'm not sure exactly what will happen with this design, but basically I've just put some torches here as I was making the wall, and now I'm following the like lower light levels to make a sort of like marbly design. So that's kind of what I'm currently working on, is figuring out this. I'm just putting iron bars in there temporarily. I might put blocks behind the iron bars. I might just put different blocks there in general, but I don't know, I like the way that it's turned out so far. It's got vibes. How's the exterior? The exterior, so it is a hovel hole, so I'm just entirely underground pretty much. The front of the house does have some vibes. I kind of want to go back and revisit that at some point, because I just this world has been like all of my actual building practice. I've been trying to get good at building and stuff here. But the front was done before I had much practice doing things. I mean, it's still kind of cute. It's still a vibe. I've got, you know, like the little mushrooms and stuff. Yeah, it's just sort of a little hobbit hole in the side of the house. This I think I should turn into a moss block. Sorry, building brain. I do also kind of want to put some more mud in, just in general, and then maybe do some more with the areas around it. But yeah, this is the village that I live nearby, because I just like living next to villages. I think it provides a lot of life to the world, and I'm a big fan of life. Ooh, I do have a frog pond over here. Look at these giant frogs. Yeah, my frogs are sitting over there because I have them attached to a lead so they don't jump out. I'm planning to revisit this area eventually. I'll do it at some point. Just not right now. Mutated species? Yeah, you know, just big frog. This is just big frog vibes. They're just the large frogs. Over here, I do still need to finish this. This was meant to be my honeymoon house for when I got married to another streamer in chat. It was a whole thing. Is this the same world you started almost a year ago? No, I don't think it was. I died in like January in my first hardcore world. This is my second one. No, I'm pretty sure the one I started like a year ago was I was building a ranch on that one, and then I died pretty early on in it because I fell into a pit of a bunch of zombies. It happens, okay? A little bit of history trivia. This world enamored Quimby with its natural beauty, hence why most builds are underground in an attempt to preserve the beautiful naturally generated landscape. Yeah, that is it. Cause okay, I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys why I love this world so much. Look at this just big meadow of azure bluets. This is just my favorite thing to see because it is absolutely gorgeous across here. Here, let me pull out some rockets and we'll get a top-down view of it. Please break ender chest. So like, I don't know, just look at this meadow. I don't know, I spawned in this world and I just couldn't find it in me to want to mess with it at all. 'Cause it's just so pretty around here. It's so absolutely gorgeous, and like the spruce and the dark oak and stuff, but to be honest, it is mostly the meadow. So yeah, all of the builds I've made thus far, like all the serious buildings, are underground because I don't want to disrupt the natural world. Ooh, I should go explore that cave at some point. I don't know, I just think it's pretty. Oh, this over here, this is not a natural section of the landscape. This is my bee farm. It is a pretty cool bee farm. The design was made by Anexo4 on YouTube. And it's very cool because I just have it go and it starts collecting honey bottles for me. It's very cool. This is a very neat design. And it's so simple, so easy to understand. Would absolutely recommend looking up Anexo4 if you like cool builds and stuff and easy farms. Very good seed. Yeah. I am just absolutely in love with it. Sorry. I had my door open for my dog, but it sounds like someone just came home, so she's gone off to greet them. Yes, it's just very pretty here. I can't mess with that. I can't do anything to the landscape. So a hobbit I have become. Let's see. Oh, I do also have a little underground grotto that I need to put more work in on. Down here you can see I've got a wheat farm. Listen, I just wanted to keep as much of my building and stuff as possible underground. I believe this is really close to spawn. It is, yeah. I spawned right in the spruce forest up there. Got some sugar cane over here. And then down here, I have my other stuff. I've got some netherwort, I've got some cows, I've got a few sheep, a ton of melons. This I keep meaning to redo. The idea for this was having the sea lanterns hanging from the ceiling, from the crimson vines, but it didn't work out the way I wanted to. I'll revisit it at some point. And I also need to do more terraforming with this cave. You can kind of see that I've done it over here. I've just sort of, you know, this used to all be like big and built up and like around the level of the ceiling, but I cleared it out to make room for these things, and I keep meaning to do it over here also so that I've got a nice underground workspace, but that's a future Quimby issue. That's something I can deal with later. I've got all the farms I need for now. I can just come back and excavate it again at a later date, and I can move my beacon over here, so yeah, it's fine. Could be a great time to get more steak. You're right, this would be this would be a really good time to do that. Here, I can after I do the melons, I can run upstairs and grab some wheat. I have all of these melons because it is my main source of emeralds and XP. It turns out that like zombifying farmers and then getting melons from them is like a super inefficient way to have emeralds, words. So yeah, I've got a big old melon farm. I have the memory of an elephant. Don't know what it is, and it's unpredictable. I like that. Yeah, that is my world thus far. I have made a grave error. I've made a mistake. I've broken the laws of nature, not you. I've done something. I've done something wrong. This is so sad. This is so sad. This is so sad. I can't believe I've done this. This is so sad. This is so sad. I've committed the unpardonable crime. I have broken a melon. I must now be exiled to the outer edges of civilization, left there to pay for my crimes for eternity. Yeah, big sad F. Rip. Yeah. Thank you for paying respects to my poor fallen melons. This is so sad, but it's fine. It's fine. It's such is the nature of life, and all things will be reborn and will come again someday. It's fine. It's fine. Oh my gosh, look at all these melons I'm picking up. Wow. That's great news that I have all of these melons and absolutely nothing tragic happened in the meantime. Actually, well, I've got Mia out. Mia is, someday I'm gonna turn Mia into a netherite hoe. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it someday. I'm gonna do it, don't think I won't. And then, yeah, okay, let's I always forget to replant my nether wart. I don't know what it is, but I'll just be like, ah, yes. I've done my work. I have harvested the nether wart, and then it'll be just a completely unharvested field. And yeah. If there's one thing that's done around here, it's committing to the bit. It is committing to the bit. That is absolutely it. I mean, what's the point if we're not committing to the bit? There's really no point if we're not committing to the bit, I think. Is it nighttime? I don't trust it to not be nighttime. How does it keep being nighttime? I feel like every time I turn around it's nighttime. I don't understand. I'll be having a perfectly lovely day, and the next thing I know the sun has set? Like, what's up with that? Can it just stop doing that, please? Like, why? I don't understand. I don't understand the need for the day-night cycle. It just doesn't make sense. Seed planting. I should probably get like an automatic farm at some point, but that sounds like a lot of work. That sounds like a lot of time and effort. For now, I will just simply say no thank you. No thank you. I just realized that my furnaces are still running. I got so excited to show people my world that for a moment it was like furnaces didn't exist. Yeah, let's feed some cows, get some steak, and then go check on that again. Yeah, that's not great. Well, boop. Let's just let's make this fast. What? 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 Sorry, you ever just need sound effects for your life? It's me. I need sound effects for my life constantly. All right, got him. There we go. I'm gonna grab a quick supper and have to sleep tonight. 3 a.m. here. Oh yeah, go to sleep. Thanks for the base tour, very cool stuff. Yeah, and thanks again for the raid. Go sleep. Have a great rest of your day, and yeah, I hope you have a lovely time of it. Yeah, I better check on my furnaces. I've put all the copper out at this point, so now I think I just need to keep an eye on my coal block usage. I remember when I was like, wouldn't it be funny if a creeper fell down this hole while I was climbing up? And then I realized, no, that would not be funny. That would actually be, that'd be kind of the worst. Let's just yeet that on there. Let's give that a block of coal. Drop that in there. Okay. Wouldn't it be funny if there was just a creeper hanging around over here? Wouldn't that be a little silly? Haha. Haha, it would be kind of funny, I think. I would definitely— I have soul sand? Oh no. Oh, I was like, oh no, I have no soul sand. Okay. All right. Actually, let's just take. I've had soul sand this entire time. I was like, I need to go to the Nether for soul sand. Rip. This is fine. Okay, it's time to empty my furnaces again. Oh Oh no. If you're confused at all, I need to make soul lanterns to hang from my pillars. And I was like, oh no, I have no soul sand. I'm gonna need to go get more. But no, I do not need to go get more. I just need to get good. I just need to get good. That's all. Chat, maybe someday. Maybe someday I'll get good. Ah! Not that. That. So yeah, currently I have, 77 and a bit stacks of blocks of copper smelting. It's pretty neat. Ah! Did not mean to place that. Alright. So 1, 2. Let's hold on to that for a moment. How am I doing on blocks? Okay. We're just about done distributing copper. I know that's future Quimby considerations. I need to be very careful about when my copper blocks, like when my copper starts to run out, because I don't want to be using coal blocks erroneously. So I'm gonna try and keep a close eye on that, but who knows if I actually will, because that's kind of tricky to keep an eye on all the time. How are we doing over here? Okay, this one's still pretty decently full. Yeah, alright. Definitely still going on the minecarts. So I'll keep those on for a little bit longer. Alright, doop, and a doop. So each one of these can hold 5. Okay, so each furnace has about 6 stacks of blocks at the moment. I know that a coal block does 80 items, so okay, so 64 times 6, that's 384 divided by 8. No, divided by 80, hold on, 64 times 6, divided by 80, so that's 4.8. So, I think maybe, oh, thanks for the follow, Tamagoo. Or Tama. Super will be off to sleep as well. Nice knowing you, Quimby. I'm forward to see more content from you. Aw, you're very sweet. Thanks for stopping in. And thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. It's Tamago, actually. Okay, thank you for, thanks for that. I tried to pronounce people's names correctly, but, sometimes I'm bad at it. Sometimes I'm really bad at good name pronunciation, so thanks for letting me know. But yeah, I hope you have a good sleep. Thank you for stopping in, and thanks for the follow. You are very pog. Block of copper, okay. Alright, that should be that for now. It's Japanese egg roll. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Good night. Yep, good night. Have a good sleep. Okay, so if I've got this, that means I've got just about another shulker box worth of blocks of copper out there. Neat, okay. I think I'll definitely need to keep an eye on these ones because they've still got 5 blocks of coal. But the ones with 4 in them should be absolutely fine. That is 100% a future Quimby issue to think about. I just had to check if it's nighttime again. 'Cause I feel like I turn around and it's always nighttime. I don't know what it is. It's just nighttime. Okay. So then, I have a few options now. I can keep working on like this section to figure out like the whole following the light patterns thing I was working at there. I could turn another wall into cobblestone. Heckin' Enderman. Always bringing their things down into my space. I can also make some soul sand lanterns and start placing them up top of places. That's kind of I am kind of a fan of that. I don't know, for the moment, let's maybe do some work with the lighting scheme. I really want to see how it turns out, you know, at the end of all this. Let's make that many iron bars. I will need that many eventually. Alright, so from here in the grand scheme of things, I believe it's gonna be that. This one's kind of tricky. It's definitely gonna scooch up that way. Does it scooch out all over here? Yeah, it goes and it curves over. Pretty sure it goes like... Okay, I can't reach that final one. One moment. Alright. I'm just barely a little too far off. Doop, 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 and doop. Okay. I am a block gremlin, so I will be going after all the blocks. Let's just see how that looks. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's nighttime. Actually, I think let's cut that iron bar and turn it back into cobblestone. Yeah, I think that's a move there. So it goes like that, and then from here it's gonna scooch up and kind of run across the top there. But first things first. I feel like I just slept. Did I not just sleep? What is happening? How like the days just keep going, I guess. Let me scooch up. Okay, so this one. Boop. Okay. Okay, and then over here. Let's scooch out a little bit. So let's do that, but then it's also gonna scooch over up and around through here. Okay. I am a block gremlin. I do need to go for the blocks. It is important to me. I gotta get the blocks. I just simply gotta. Alright. And there's just like one or two more over here. Got him. And let's take a distance view to see how it looks. Yeah, let's break the scaffolding. Alright, yeah, that's all of it. And from here. Yeah. Honestly, that's kind of a vibe. I think I might want to expand that little top section, have it come and curve over a little bit, just add a bit more body to that so it's not quite just a large chunk. I'm kind of a fan. You know, and and that still is following like the way that the lights look. I kind of greatly enjoy that. I don't know if I'll keep the torches here. I might eventually, like, I don't know, maybe at some point I'll remove the torches and I could put like glass here and put sea lanterns behind it. So it's kind of like glowing cracks. That could be interesting. That could be very interesting. I could see myself enjoying that greatly. For now, let's scooch up to the top to just fix that little section I was looking at. Let me go up scaffolding, please. Fantastic, thank you. Okay. And this is gonna go over and around. And then I don't know what the ceiling's gonna look like yet. I kind of want to arch the ceilings a little bit. We've got the arches here, but then one of the ceilings also did like a little arching thing, and maybe I'd make that out of deep slate too. That would definitely need some work, because I know especially over at this section, we've just got like a thin layer between the floor and the between like the overworld and here. But I'd definitely be willing to work with that. Like, yeah, that's just a cool vibe. I definitely need to go in any section that touches the pillars, replace that with deep slate so that the deep slate pillars go back further into the wall. Oh, that's just cool. Look at that. Now I am probably going to overthink every single torch placement I do when I'm cobblestoning the other walls, but that's fine. This one's a little bit less clear. Like, okay, we've got a section there that starts and it curves around that way, and this kind of goes up and around and kind of up through here, and then curves up through there, and this also goes through there. That one's gonna be harder, but I think I can still do somewhat the same effect. I do still like the mossy cobble. I'll probably replace some bits of this with mossy cobble, like especially around like the corners and maybe the actual sides of the pillar. But no, but it's very cool. It was very, very cool. I definitely don't have the like mental thought process to be able to do another one of them right now, so I am going to leave that for just a moment. Oh, is it music switch time? I think it's music switch time. What is a good music to listen to? Let's see. What are we looking for? What are we looking for? I want to listen to Celtic music. Why is it giving me so much Celtic music? Why is it giving me so much Celtic music? Okay, let's bring the vibe down a little bit. We've been popping off. Let's find some let's find something a little softer to listen to. Let's go for let's go for a little something softer now. It is probably about time to start thinking about distribution of blocks. These ones I'm pretty sure are going to run out of coal before they run out of copper. These ones I think will run out of copper before they run out of coal. And let's also stop this. I'm pretty sure everything's been distributed out. Yeah, ain't nothing there. Let's let it come on back. Yep, no, we good. Yes. We're getting to the point where I really need to start thinking about how the distribution's gonna run. I don't quite know yet, so rip. While I'm thinking about this, so from this point, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. So then here it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So this should be the midpoint for the pillar for the other side. Oh, I've got a torch there. Of course, they've already marked it out. I don't know how I'm going to make the pillars work with this. That is a big question for future Quimby, maybe. That sounds an awful lot like a good future Quimby problem. Because the pillar is supposed to go right up through there, and then this is supposed to be the midpoint of the small pillar, so then this door would be covered. I guess I could just move the door. I don't know if that's a good idea. But or I could just build the pillar up through here. Here, let's wait for a golem to appear. I kind of want to check height to see if I build a pillar there, will it just suffocate in the wall? That would be kind of awkward if it just suffocated in the wall. Well, it's kind of hard to tell when they're on fire. I think their head height might be a little higher than the 3 blocks. But maybe not. I mean, oh gosh, I just need to see when one... Hold on. I need to, like... Alright. Golem me. I want to see it. Spawn one. Golem time. Golem time, let's go. Come on. Please. I'm just sitting here underneath this hopper. Oh! It immediately caught on fire. I need one that will catch on fire a little less fast. Come on. Come on. Oh, that just looks so cool though. Yeah, I could probably just simply build a pillar up over around this. It would be an absolute nightmare getting the first section done, cause golems, but I could do it. I don't think I could lower it because things are set up very specifically with the villagers that are scared by the zombie that caused the golem to spawn. I really kind of just immediately caught on fire again. You know what? Whatever. I really kind of shot myself in the foot with the whole putting the farm right there thing. That was maybe not the brightest decision on my part. I could move the farm, I guess. It'd be kind of tricky to get everything set up properly again. But I guess what I could do is I could move it away from the wall and then just place out somewhere and put like glass above it, so it's kind of contained. No, okay, actually their head height does look pretty consistent with 3 blocks. So I could just simply build a pillar over this. Again, would be an absolute nightmare to do, but I could make it happen. How are we running? Yeah, I'm gonna need to empty this thing very soon. I'm gonna need, yeah, okay. Lots of iron. I'm here for it. Oh my gosh, is it nighttime already? Oh my goodness gracious. Goodness gracious me. It just keeps being nighttime. I should check on how these are running. Okay, so it's got 64, 128, 192 plus 24. I think that's definitely enough for the 2 blocks to handle it. Yeah, again, those ones are rough. We're getting very close to crunch time on that, but not quite close enough for me to know what to do about it, because I don't know how it's gonna shake out yet. I could craft some soul lanterns. What do I need to do for soul lanterns? Here, let's soul and have I not? How do what? Lantern have I not made lanterns ever? Because lanterns are just like... Oh, wait, that's not it. That's chains. Wait, how do you make lanterns? Wait, I'm so lost suddenly. How do you craft lanterns? Why? Why did I not torches surrounded by nuggets? Wait, maybe? Wait. Hang on. Why was it not bringing the recipe up for me? What? Leftmost menu? Okay, there we are. Okay, then for soul lantern, we need that. Soul torch. How do I make soul torch? Okay, I see. Yes, quite. Yes, quite, of course. Okay. That was weird. That was... I don't know why it was... I don't know why it was giving me so much grief about that. Let's just, I don't know why it was giving me so much grief about it. Cool. Oh, I made a whole ton of soul torches. I don't think I meant to make quite that many, but you know what? I'm here for it. Redstone. Oof. Oh, look at this soul lantern. Can I stack them? Aw, rip. Ah! Sorry, the smooth stone broke and I panicked. Okay, well I didn't quite need to make that many soul torches, but let me just make a whole ton of soul lanterns because I know I'll need them eventually. I know at some point that will become relevant. At some point. Lantern. Just need 3 more. 1, 2, 3. There we are. And then, sure, let's turn that back into an ingot. Alright, well, I've got 64 soul lanterns, which is pretty pog. Again, I know I'll use them eventually, if not here, then elsewhere. And then I kind of want to come up with a better design for, how the lanterns are going to be placed. I kind of do one maybe like there, and there, and then maybe some like right there. Just spitballing. Because originally I was kind of going for an unfettered feel with them, but maybe I just didn't have enough for that. I guess it doesn't necessarily matter if the lanterns are placed unevenly. Like, this space can be structured because it's meant to be industrial, and industrialism is structured, so that would be alright. Oh my gosh, I need to empty that. It's a constant jump scare. Alright. I have so many things in my inventory. Whoop, crafting table! Alright, you're coming with me, little shulker box. To be fair, it is just about the time where I need to start worrying more about copper distribution, so maybe we empty this out, and then we move from there. Can I pick it up, please? Thank you very much. Doop! Can I shift click properly, please? The secret answer is no, I can't shift click properly. It won't allow me to. Alright, so then... that is a full and complete box. We are now pulling this box, which is good. That means that we're in, like, the final stages. No, not the lava bucket. The block of copper. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hi, Perpendicular Spoon. Why did I just say your name so weird? Hi, Perpendicular Spoon. Welcome to the stream. Looks mental. Thank you. Or... for a moment I was like, did you say metal or mental? Because I am working with metal here. This is me in my production room for the cube. I've got ridiculous amounts of copper. Oh, and I'm smelting it. I got 77 stacks of blocks on my most recent mining trip. So now I'm smelting all of that. How are you doing, Perpendicular Spoon? Do you like just being called Spoon? I feel like maybe I've heard people call you that before, and it's not that I'm not willing to say the whole perpendicular. It's just sometimes a lot. That's a ton. Yeah. It was like a 4-day mining trip, like four stream day mining trip, because I just had to do it in bits and pieces because I was also super busy IRL at the time. But I was like, yeah, this seems like a great time to go for a ridiculous amount of copper. That makes sense and will surely cause me no problems elsewhere in my life. But yeah, these 2 boxes are already entirely filled. I'm just getting everything that goes in that one now. Feel free to call me Spoon if it makes it easier. Okay, thank you. But yeah, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. I'm on that copper grind. That's how I'm doing. Minecraft always comes first. Best game ever made. It's a really good game. There's so many things you can do with it. Like I'm making a giant copper cube. Is literally anyone else making a giant copper cube? I don't know, maybe, but like my experience does not have to be anyone else's, and I think that's so wild. Okay, we're on our last stack of our last block of copper here. Sorry, coal block, that's the word. On the last coal block here, and I'm pretty sure there's enough copper in here that it will run out before it's done. These ones are the problem children. I'm just gonna remove the excess block of coal, and so that I can consolidate things to better suit my purposes. Because I figure once everything runs out of coal and and everything's been smelted down, then it'd be easier to be like, ah yes, now I have like, the 3 stacks of copper that need to be that still need to be smelted. And I can just pinpoint that. Coal saving measures. I'm using blocks of coal because they smelt more, but then I have to be careful to not waste them. Not doing too bad. Words. Not doing too bad. Thank you. How about yourself? I'm doing pretty good today. Ooh, let me show you a thing I've been working on while this has been going on. So I've been trying to figure out what to do with the walls of this area. Is it nighttime again? Okay, no, I think it's just raining. But I've been trying to figure out what to do with these walls. I don't want them to be just, would lava work? You can get infinite amounts of it now, I think. So lava would work. I could get a lot of lava for it, but the trouble is then having it work with the super smelters. So the way my super smelters work is I've got a lever there and it sends things over and across. So I usually like working with fuel that can be easily distributed like that, because lava buckets are great, but then I'd have to go through and like remove the lava bucket every time it's done, and that would be a lot of effort. Okay, I think it is getting close to nighttime. Yep, there we are. So lava would be a better fuel source in general, but it wouldn't work for the system that I have set up for refueling and stuff. So you can see like there's still a ton of copper up in these top sections. Minecart hopper goes across, it distributes like copper and stuff, and there's and the one on the back distributes like fuel, and that's what keeps it running. So yeah, I think it is just kind of easier at this point to use something that doesn't have a bucket, especially because these are already pulling like the supply, so I don't know how I'd get something to automatically pull the bucket. I don't know. Okay, but this wall, so I wasn't sure what I was gonna do with them to make them look cool, other than because it was just kind of a big cobblestone wall before that. But I realized as I was like building up here to turn it into cobblestone, I looked back, but the shadow patterns that the torches make on the walls make really cool patterns. So what I've done is I've just gone in and I've followed the pattern of the shadows with iron bars, and I don't know if it's gonna stay iron bars. If it is, I'm at the very least gonna go back and place a cool block behind it. But yeah, that's gonna be the plan. So you can see here on this one how it'll work. So I'll just start at the corners and follow that around there, follow it up through there, then up around through there and like kind of snake through this section. And it's gonna be a time. It's kind of a weird technique to use, but no, I really like the results that I've gotten on this one. This does mean I'm going to be hyper aware of all the torches that I'll be placing when I'm doing the other wall sections. Like, look, I've only got, what, like 4 on this wall, but I've got at least, like, 8 over here. So I don't know, some of them will probably have more, some of them will have less, and that will affect the way that the patterns go. I can barely see the shadows. How did you first see when you started? Maybe it's possible it's just easier for me because, you know, screen big. I also do have perfect color vision, so I can easily see, like, this is a darker shade, like this block right there is a darker shade than the block next to it, because the shadows just go that way. So yeah, it's just that could be a perfect color vision moment. But I don't know, I really like the effect that it has. It's sort of a cool, like, marbled kind of cracking feel. One thing that I'm considering doing is putting sea lanterns behind them and having like panes of glass here to have it, and then removing the torches. So, like, I don't know, the original torchlight that gave it its shape wouldn't be there anymore. It'd just be a cool pattern. I don't know, I'm very excited about it. I think it's gonna be so neat. All right, we're getting to the point where all of the copper from the top section has been moved down, and it looks like these are going to run out of steam before it finishes the full stack, and I am very okay with that because that means I can consolidate it into a better look. But yeah, and then I also kind of want to vault the ceilings more, so I've got these big arches going on, and they're very cool, and you can actually see I haven't done it with this one, but I've done it with these ones. You can see if you look very carefully or look from below. These sections have been replaced with stone stairs so that I can do another block of deep slate up above it to just kind of lift the arch a little bit more. But I do kind of want to vault the ceilings between these, just give it kind of like taller shape, kind of. Or even vault the entire thing like across. So instead of doing like little vault things in between, having the entire ceiling make a wider circular shape, and then just like expand the columns on top. That would be neat. It would be a lot of effort because the ceiling over here is actually kind of just 1 block thick in a lot of places because I had to construct it. But like that's fine. I'm willing to do something like that, especially because I think it would look cool and then would give more shape to thing. I don't think it'd have to be very far, just even like 2 or 3 blocks up at the apex, but it would be neat. I don't know what block I'm gonna make it out of. It would be super ironic if I made it out and have all that curved instead of just a few arches. Yeah. So like instead of going in between, having like the whole thing curving over like this, you know, having it sort of dome shaped all the way across. I've never done something like that on this big of a scale, but I think it would be very cool and interesting to do. So maybe I could, you know, maybe I could just simply go for it. And then the arches would make more sense because instead of holding up a static ceiling, it would be holding up a larger shape. I see what you mean, like Roman style domes. Yeah. Having like the arches here are like holding up the shape of the ceiling. I do think it'd be very ironic to make it out of oxidized copper, namely because I definitely don't have the copper supplies to be able to do that, because every single piece of copper I have needs to be going towards the cube. So now I'm just gonna go through and snatch all of this up and choose some select few furnaces to keep smelting. So a coal block can smelt 84 items, so that'll be 1 of these and then an extra 16 up above, I think. So then let's do this one also. And then you get a coal block, and you get a coal block. I don't quite have enough here, so let's pull from the other ones. She'll be fine, you can always get more copper. Yeah. I can always, yeah, no, for sure I can all. Okay, did you know that the amount of copper that I picked up on my trip and then smelted today, it's something like 44,700 something. And that is a little over 1/64th of the total amount that I'll need. Because I am a crazy person. Okay, let's just set up like 4 of these. And then I can stick 16 in the top of all of them. Okay, now you 4 can start smelting. And then I've got enough copper on me that I can do like another 3. It's not going to be exact, but actually no, that is pretty exact. Wow. No, that worked out very well. That worked out very well. The mental pain you put yourself through for this cube, it sounds like it's compelling you to do it. I mean, it is somewhat of an entity that is working beyond the limits of any control that I may have over it. Oh, that one had. Okay, these ones are fuller than the other ones. So I did not do well with my distribution of copper, but that is okay. That is perfectly fine and normal. Alright, so let's get... I like this smelter here. Let's get some things started for it. Alright. You get copper. And you get copper. And you get copper. So we've got that one fully done. And let's get this one started too. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost like, yeah, no, clearly only almost. That's definitely not what's happening. That is for, what? The cube being sentient? I don't know how you came to that conclusion. That's so silly. There's absolutely no way that would happen. That would just be ludicrous. That'd be so silly. That'd be so funny. Yep. Very, very, very silly. Okay, so then here, this last one, that would only waste, it would be able to smelt a few other things. Actually, you know what? Here's what I'll do. I'll stick that in and let's get these started. I have some iron it could smelt. Oh wait, no, but I don't want to be smelting iron because I want to preserve the beans. It's a melted torque off twice if you're in danger. What? No, that would be funny. I definitely not, for sure. Let's check. Let's see if I have any more copper upstairs. I might have some. That's just been hanging out for a bit. I mean, yes, the cube does demand to be fed, and the cube does demand, you know, the cube does demand many things of me, but that's clearly no indication that's actually, like, you know, doing something to me. No. Chat, I'm exactly 7 copper off. And I'm trying to decide if it's, I'm trying to decide if it's worth it. 7, actually that's pretty close to the amount that would be if I just did it manually with this. So let's pop 8 coal in this puppy and that should cover it. All right. And while that's going on, I will finish up, picking up copper from here. But yeah, no, the cube is a major endeavor, because again, it took me, it did take me 4 days to collect 77 stacks of blocks of copper. But again, remember, I'm making a 64 by 64 by 64 cube, so 64 stacks of blocks of copper is 1/64th of what I need total. No danger here. Quimby's doing everything it requires, so there will be no danger. Exactly. Exactly. I'm glad you understand, Mr. Malouk. As long as I give it everything it wants, then I don't need to be worried whatsoever. I personally think that is it's a pretty good deal, right? Definitely not one-sided at all. Copper. Like, and this is almost 3 shulker boxes. I think I need like 4,000 shulker boxes total. Actually, let's do the math for that in a moment, because I like doing just little math things to figure out my progress. Okay. So let's do some math. 64 times 64 times 64 is 262,144. So that's the total number of blocks I need. That's okay, then that seems like it's completely reasonable. Yeah. You know, the cube isn't completely heartless. Again, it's not gonna just attack me for no reason. It's just if I don't do what it asks. So 262,144 blocks total, divided by 64, so that's 4,096 stacks. Right? Yeah, 4,096 stacks divided by 27. Okay, so it's only 151, I guess. Sorry, 152. 152 shulker boxes. I got almost 3 with this. So that's, you know, that's pretty good. Here, let's just divide by 3. Oh, wait, not divide by 3. 3 divided by 152. Yeah, that's like almost 2% of my total, of what I need total. That's so much. It's a 2 whole percent. 2 whole percent of my total copper needs. It's a lot of copper. It's a lot of copper. It is, quite frankly, a ridiculous amount of copper. Alright. And then... Oh, it's gonna be perfect. Ready? Watch this. Oh, it's gonna be perfect. Oh, it's beautiful. That is gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that perfectly timed copper usage. Wow, okay. Me being obsessed a little bit. Is it nighttime again? Oh, can it just stop being nighttime? Can it just not, please? I'm so done with it being nighttime. It's like I turn around and it's nighttime all the time. I was hoping it would end one take before it was done. Even? No, I timed it out perfectly. I did the math. So each block of coal can smelt 80 items. So I just put exactly 80 in, and then there's no problems. And then it works out great. Wow. Hey chat, you wanna let's play a fun game. Let's just play a fun game really quick. I'm gonna run upstairs and grab a lever. Ready? This is gonna be such a fun game. This is gonna be such a fun game. Just you wait, just you wait. It is the most fun game that I've ever played. It's okay, it's not the most fun game. It's just a fun, funky game. Alright. So we've got a lever. Ready? We're gonna take it downstairs. I'm gonna fail to do my elytra skip because why would I be able to do my elytra skip? No, that's silly. Okay, then we're gonna take the lever. We're gonna come over here. We're gonna put it on here. We're gonna flip it, so then that'll stop the hopper from pulling it. And I already watched this. I'm at 100 levels, so like that's a good amount of XP. 3 levels. Hold your mending tools. Oh yeah, that'd be good. I mean, I don't think the things I have are much in need of mending at the moment. But yeah, we could do a little bit of mending. Stores levels. Learn something new every day. Yeah, it's a neat little function of that. What? Okay, well I didn't intend to do that. One moment, please. We are experiencing technical difficulties. See, that's what you gotta be careful about, though. This 3 copper can join this one, the one that was gonna have extra. That's fine. Hi JDS, welcome to the stream. We are learning new things today. Namely that, so furnaces will store levels in them, even if you use hoppers on them. So technically I could go through and even just breaking the hopper will do it. It just, it just has a lot of level in it. And I don't want to do too much of it right now because I don't really need the levels. If I ever need to do like some enchanting or something, then this is kind of my storage for levels right now. I actually do need to re-enchant my axe because I accidentally put Silk Touch on it instead of Fortune. So yeah, that's something that I need to do. But when inevitably the day comes that I'm gonna do that, I can just go over and break some furnaces, have ridiculous amounts of levels stored, and then profit. Because I discovered this because I was like, man, it's kind of not fair that if you oh wait, is that all of it? Wait, I'm missing something. I'm missing like 4 copper. Where did it go? Because this should be 40 and then I should have 1 extra copper. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where's my 4 extra? Where did it go? Who did it? Who did it? I have to dip now, sadly, but have a good rest of the stream. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be done soon anyway, because, there we are. It was hiding. I'm gonna have to dip soon. I think I have to be at work soon, but, it'd be how it be. I kind of want to stick just, like, some planks in there. Let's just stick some planks in there to let it go. Who's me? Carbolinks, hi! Welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream. How are you? It's good to have you here. I am hopping around. We are hopping. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Alright. Then that's the exact amount. I do love that I'm so used to doing this now that I know the exact amount of copper that I started and should end with, which is a lot. Would you look at that? Two full shulker boxes and then a little under a third one. Good, just eating some lunch. Pog. Lunch is very good. Ooh, Carbolinks, I want to show you before I do anything else. Look at this. Look at what I did. I still need to figure out what the final form of this is going to be, but I essentially just followed the shadows that my torches made with iron bars, and I think it looks very cool, and I'm going to have that be my thing that I do. It's just so cool. What I'm thinking about doing is putting sea lanterns behind panes of glass in there, and then removing the torches so it's not immediately obvious like where the light things come from. It looks cool and original. Yeah! And I'm gonna do the same thing. So I don't know. I think it's probably harder to see like through the stream than what I can see, but so you can see the shadows like snaking up around and through the torches. So I'm just gonna take iron bars and like follow that for all of them, and it's gonna be different because like I use more or less torches in some places, so there will be like more intense shadows and less intense shadows, but it's gonna be a thing. I think this one will probably need more torches when I inevitably turn it into cobblestone. But that is a future Quimby issue to think about. I can faintly see the lines. Yeah, it's more obvious on something like this where you can see that big ol' like line that I've got going on. Which I'm not sure why I have that big ol' line going on. But I know, I always notice things like that, and I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool if I just like followed that? And I do, and it turns out, yes, it is very cool. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of it. Unfortunately, that is where I'm gonna have to end the stream for today. We've gotten all the copper smelted. We got everything done. Tomorrow we'll probably go through and take all this actually out to the cube and get it placed through. But I gotta get going now. So let's go ahead and pause here. I'll turn you guys onto the frog screen, and then we'll pull up some jazz to end things out. Because I like jazz. Jazz is cool. Bye, JJ's. Thanks for stopping in. It was good to see you. But thanks so much, everyone, for coming to the stream today. I hope you had a good time. Every time I know you guys can't see, but every time I say thanks for coming to the stream, I always like put my arms out in the air, like the yay kind of thing. But I don't know why I do it because you guys can't see it. So, when you're thanks for streaming, thanks for stopping in, Mr. Malouk. I will be back tomorrow. Have a great day, AMB. Thank you, Carbolinks. I do try to stream like Monday through Saturday, and my start time is supposed to be at 1 p.m. Eastern time, but lately it's been closer to 2. I'm working really hard to get my schedule back on track. I've just been so busy and sleepy lately, but I'm working on it. I promise. I'm working for it. For now, let's 1 p.m. except for Mondays, which are my late night days. For now, let's go ahead and see if I can find someone to raid you guys out to. Let's see. Who we got? Who be playing things? Who be playing games? Let's see. Oh, it's been a hot second since I raided manage your inventory. Let's raid Joe. Let's raid out over to there. I won't be able to stick around for long, but Joe's a very cool streamer. He's currently playing Pokemon Sword and Shield. And I would very highly recommend, just checking out his stream and following and just being very cool, because Joe is such a Pog streamer. Yeah, I will see you guys next time. I hope you have an absolutely fantabulous rest of your day or morning or night. I don't know what time it is for you, but have a good one. Okay, good luck, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.